Greetings everyone, this is Steam Team Read Up UK, CC Trainer Ling, and I'm back to bring you another episode review from Season 8 of The Loud House. So let's get right into it. Today's episode is Incognito. In this episode, Lisa is invited to Darcy's birthday party, which happens to be on the same day she had already planned to meet a famous doctor at the Royal Woods Medical Center, so Lisa sends a modified Todd to take her place at the party. I'm just going to get my favorite positive out of the way first. It would be the one and only Darcy Halmandaller. This was her first speaking appearance since School of Shock in Season 5, and her first lead role since her debut episode Friend or Foe in Season 2. For the limited amount of dialogue and screen time she had, her overall performance in this episode was just sweet and adorable. She really does view Lisa as her best bestie ever, and that's heavily reflected when she says it meant so much that Lisa came to her party even though Lisa doesn't really care about birthdays herself. Seriously, just look at Darcy's eyes. How can you say no to someone like that? Darcy is one of the best examples of what it means to be a caring and compassionate human being who will always see the good in anyone. She's the kind of person who would try to make someone feel better and still remain friends even if the person in question hurt her feelings in the worst way. Of course, this is more than I can say for Lisa in this particular episode. She made a promise to her best friend, but she completely blanked on a commitment she made months before. Lisa should have done the friendlier thing by choosing Darcy's birthday party and sacrificing her trip to the medical center. Then again, sacrificing a birthday party with your classmates and choosing to see someone named Dr. Brown and talk about fecal matters? That's definitely more in line with Lisa's character. Anyway, Lisa turns Todd into what is basically her robotic clone, clothes, voice, and all, and installs a camera so she can monitor what's happening at the party. Everyone sees Todd dressed and talking like Lisa, yet somehow they don't notice the obvious robot limbs, the digital voice, and artificial speech pattern. I understand this is the common trope used in so many works of fiction, but this is one disguise that should have fallen apart the moment Todd arrived at the party. What's weird is Lisa had actually considered cloning herself, as in making an exact copy of her human body, but she doesn't do it even though that would have been a more logical and believable thing to do. Talk about a complete lapse in judgment for a child genius. So yeah, I really wasn't a fan of Todd passing himself off as a human and everyone thinking they were talking to an actual human. Regardless, Todd does his best to be lively and social at the party while trying not to blow his cover. Although I'm surprised he was able to obliterate a piñata with superhuman strength and the kids were too distracted by the candy to even notice. But when Darcy wanted Lisa to ride on a mechanical unicorn with her, this being Darcy's #1 birthday wish, Todd tried to get out of it by making multiple pre-programmed excuses and then tried to destroy the unicorn because Lisa couldn't risk Todd's disguise falling off in front of Darcy. Unfortunately, every attempt to destroy the unicorn fails, and that's when Darcy's heartfelt speech about Lisa being her best friend had the actual Lisa coming to the realization how she was only thinking about herself. Lisa genuinely sees Darcy as her best friend too, even saying so at the beginning of the episode. And the last thing she'd ever want to do is hurt her feelings again. No need to relive their initial falling out from Friend or Foe a second time. That's when Lisa decided to abandon her plan to meet Dr. Brown and go to Darcy's party like she should have done in the first place. She manages to swap places with Todd without Darcy noticing, and the two of them have a great time riding the unicorn together, having fun as best friends should. Overall, despite my personal hang-up about Todd's incredibly phony Lisa disguise and no one being able to see through the obvious charade, this was still a very good episode. Darcy was the standout character and her scenes with Lisa were very cute and wholesome. Their dynamic was just as good here as it was when they officially became best friends back in Season 2. Lisa thought she could have it both ways when she tried to be in two places at the same time, but she learned how actually being there for your friend is more important than wanting to talk to a doctor about literal crap. The last thing I want to point out is how Lisa has multiple wigs in her closet. It's a pretty good visual to coincide with the limited wardrobe trope because she's been seen wearing a wig in a few different episodes. Who would have thought using fake hair to cover her bald head back in Season 2 would end up becoming a very consistent part of her character throughout the course of the series? Anyway, this may not be my all-time favorite episode starring Lisa, but given her time in the spotlight with Darcy, this one is definitely top tier for Season 8. With that said, I give Incognito a 9.3 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of Incognito. So I gotta ask, what did you guys think of this episode? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to click that subscribe button for more Loud House related content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is Steam Team Read Up UK, CC Trainer Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.